Hi. Inauspicious opening. Let's try that again. Hi, I'm Mahatma and welcome to my YouTube channel. What is public access? Well, long ago, when the giant lizards ruled the world, we had a thing called public access. What was that, you ask? Well, back when cable was the up-and-coming thing in the late 70s and early 80s, a cable company would roll into a town or a county, and then everybody who wanted cable would have to go with them. This gave the cable company more or less a monopoly in the communities, though that was technologically unavoidable in those days. Now, since monopolies are illegal, said cable company would meet with the county government and say, hey, in exchange for granting us the rights to charge exorbitant rates so that people can watch third-rate movies on Showtime that have already been broadcast on TV like 10 years ago, what concessions would you like? Sometimes the county would want a few channels for their own use to broadcast town meetings or whatever. Sometimes they'd want public access. Sometimes they'd want... well, honestly, I can't think of any third thing. When Vision Cable rolled into Pinellas County, Florida in 1983, they not only gave us public access, but they gave us a pretty great program. It was free for anyone in the county, whether they had cable or not. Studio time was free, the use of equipment was free, airtime to broadcast your show was free, training on how to use the equipment was free. The only thing that you had to pay for were the supplies that you yourself used, which was mostly limited to these big monster industrial videotapes, which ran about 25 or 30 bucks. But apart from that, free. Conversely, in Orlando, you had to pay something like $200 a half an hour to run your dumb talk show, or whatever. Atlanta and Norfolk also had some pretty loony deals like that as well. I mean, why would you do a show if you had to pay to make it and air it? People did though. Weird. Anyway, in my town, it was free. As teens, we were somewhat mystified by it, and I took to calling it the Ramada Inn channel. This was because anytime you floated past it, there was almost invariably some crappy local cover band playing in what looked like the lounge in a Ramada Inn. Specifically, I think it was the one in Palm Harbor on US 19, right next to that Wendy's. I know you don't need to know that, it's just I'm giving you some local color. That show, which turned out to be named Bluesin', was done by Bill Jones, who had literally nothing else to do with his time. So he made a lot of episodes. He seemed to have 3 or 4 in rotation at any given time. Nice guy, Bill. Years later, he ended up doing sound on my show, which we'll get to someday. In addition to the inordinate amount of crap that Bill threw up there, there were also talk shows. Oh, so many talk shows. So many talk shows. All of them identical. 2 or 3 chairs on a riser in a small studio, generally poorly lit, maybe with a fake plant on a table if you were lucky, generally with some uncomfortable host yammering on about some boring topic, like I am doing now. Reactionary politics, or health things, or county water ordinances, or if you were lucky, how county water ordinances were dictated by space aliens, or maybe how space aliens were actually new agey angels. That's right. Angels. There was this old British quack who always used to say it like that, and my friend Ben and I just couldn't stop making fun of it. Plenty of weirdos in those days. I remember this one guy, Big Bruce, who did an art show, which was generally just him airbrushing a circle on a blank canvas for 30 minutes. One time his house caught fire while he was filming himself painting in the backyard, and he just kept filming while it burned, and he painted, not even moving, which, to be honest, I can't blame him. I mean, when are you ever going to get another shot like that? Of course, there were attempts to do children's programming, health stuff, religious stuff, serious dramas, or comedy programs, or what have you. The thing that hamstrung all of these was budget, really. Who had the time and the money to invest in quality programming that probably most people would blast right past because it was on the damn Ramada Inn channel, and nobody in their right minds watched that. Emphasis on the right mind aspect of it. One time, this person came up to me in a bar, recognized me from my show, and bought me a drink. Then he scampered off to the bathroom. When then my friends sidled up all cloak and dagger like, you know that guy's a convicted murderer, right? His name is blah, 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 and he was arrested on blah, blah, blah for blah, 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 and oh crap, they're just coming back. I need to get out of here. That said, my friend Chip Haynes, who ended up working on my shows, did some pretty good stuff that he wrote and directed and produced himself. The more ambitious projects, for most people, just kind of fell apart. I was cast in a James Bond parody film as Bond, which is weird because he's generally handsome and I'm generally not. I do own a tux, though. That one fell apart. Then there was this Doctor Who parody that, well, suffice to say, it died. It was a pretty hilariously bad afternoon, that one was. I'll tell you about it someday. I myself put a lot of effort into what we'd call a Star Trek fan film nowadays. That went nowhere. Disappointingly, as I'd cast this really hot chick as my love interest, and we never even made it to making out rehearsals. But I digress. When I started doing public access, in the early 90s, my own show was guilty of pretty much all the sins I've mentioned above. It was a local talk show, which was the most boring and laziest format available. Try as I might, I could never get any guests either, so it was generally just me sitting on the stage talking to my cameramen or the guys in the booth. Even by the very low standards of public access, I sucked. The thing is, I miss it. It was fun. It was really the last time that I had any idea what I was doing technologically. It was a great way to make friends, and a lot of people, not me, but folks like Chip and Bill and maybe Big Bruce, invested a lot of time and effort in it. From 1983 to 2007, when the program finally ended, there must have been tens of thousands of hours of amateur TV produced. And it kills me that there's nothing to show for it. It's all lost, thrown out, or the tapes got reused for football games, or it's just rotted from bad storage. I hate that. It's not like the burning of the Library of Alexandria or anything, but it's still sad. Recently, I've come into a bunch of tapes from the old days. With the kind assistance of Reno Lando at the Clearwater Public Library, I've been converting them to digital, and thanks to YouTube, my boring past can be your boring present. I'm going to start uploading content every so often. My shows, Chip's shows, at least as many as I can find. If there's enough interest, maybe I'll start a dedicated Vision cable channel. I don't know. If you're watching this and you have any tapes from the old days, sound off in the comments below. Also, if you had a show and have any fond memories or weird memories or preferably funny memories, also sound off in the comments below. Please subscribe to my channel. This isn't my only project. I also do original songs. I read some original stories, there's some short comedy bits, the general YouTube grab bag of a guy in his 50s who doesn't have a lot of talent and really doesn't know what he's doing. Probably some of it you'll like, or at least you want to point out to your friends so that they can share the hate along with you. So hey, please subscribe and hit that little bell dealy too. I'm on Twitter as the Mahatma Randy, and you can follow me on Amazon under my real name, or you can visit my crappy little website at mahatmarandy.net. That's .net, not .com. I cannot stress that enough. Do not go to mahatmarandy.com. That is not my site. It is not affiliated with me. Remember, mahatmarandy.net is where you want to go, not .com. .net will not harm you. So, my wife just walked in with a sub from Publix and a drink. I guess that's it for now. So, thank you for your attention. Angels.